Jhalak Patel from LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Electronics and Communication. Welcomes you to the session of Power Electronics. Today I am going to discuss about Unit 5, that is switching power supplies, with topic DC motor drive and stepper motor. So let's start the session. First of all, let's see the block diagram of DC drive. In the last session, we have discussed about the operation of the DC motor with the armature control or the forward direction characteristic and reverse direction characteristic, motor control and the generator control. So first, let's talk about the block diagram of the DC drive. Here, the first block is the speed control for the DC drive. Then it is applied to the mixture, and after mixture, the speed controller is there. Speed controller is necessary to calculate the RPM of the motor also, and then further it will be given to the firing pulse generator. Here firing pulse generator is necessary to give some delay angle to the motor, and further it will be given to the isolator and driver circuit, and then lastly to the power circuit. Power circuit saves the supply power and try to minimize the required power level in the original circuit diagram. Next, it will be given to the TACO generator also. Here we will discuss about the function of the TACO generator or the isolator circuit and the firing generator. What is the role of each part will be seen in the next slide. Here the feedback path will be provided to get the better reliability of the circuit. So mainly the DC drive's operation is divided into the three categories. The first category is the set speed potentiometer. Here the set speed potentiometer adjusts the voltage. Here for the DC drive we consider the voltage range is from 0 to 10 volt. So 0 level is for the minimum voltage level and 10 volt is for the maximum voltage level. Here for each part the speed feedback is given. Here speed feedback is necessary in case of the TACO generator, because in that case the actual speed will be calculated by the propagating angle or the proportional to the actual speed gives us the value of the DC voltage. Here the DC control output is again necessary. DC control output is necessary to calculate the firing voltage obtained from the receiver side. So mainly for the DC motor you have to take the consideration of the set speed potentiometer for the minimum range of voltage and maximum range of voltage. Speed feedback is again necessary to get the proportional amount of voltage, and DC control output for the delay angle, and according to that delay or firing voltage, original voltage can be obtained. Here the next is armature voltage control. Here the armature voltage, in this case the field winding is excited by the constant DC voltage. Means if you apply some 10 volt of voltage then the motor can be started, but for the minimum amount of voltage is required to get the starting of the motor. So here that's why the armature control is necessary. It is varied in order to vary the motor speed. Means if the armature voltage control can change, then it can change the motor speed also. With reference voltage is passed to the unit and it is given to the ramp unit. Ramp unit gives us the velocity of the proportional voltage, and that's why here it is written that reference voltage is passed through the ramp unit. Next is reference voltage is compared with the feedback signal. Feedback signal is necessary to get the better output or the to get the minimization of the error also. Next control of the voltage is field current control. For field current control, the DC shunt motor can be used, and at a above rated speed it can be generally preferred. Here the field current control is same as the armature current control also, and the output is thyristerized to the control rectifier. Means over here you can use any thyristor circuit or thyristor like the SCR, DIAC or TRIAC can also be used to get the field control of the motor. The next one is chopper control of motor. Here the chopper control of motor is divided into the four major categories. Mainly the chopper, we have discussed already about the chopper circuit in the unit number 3, that chopper means DC to DC converter. It means how DC to DC converter? Means it will convert the fixed amount of DC into variable DC. So mainly our chopper means variable amount of DC can be get from the fixed amount of DC voltage. Here by varying the duty cycle also control can be achieved. Means how the duty cycle will be changed? Duty cycle is mainly the on time duration divided by the total time. So by varying the amount of on time, you can easily vary the duty cycle and control of the motor can be achieved. Means if you vary the duty cycle, if on time is changed, and if the on time is changed, motor rotations can be changed. Means how many times you have to keep it. Also it depends on the rapid transport and regenerative braking also. These two will be further discussed in the next slide. So first of all, let's talk about the chopper motor control with the different categories. So here it will be divided into the acceleration with the velocity proportional. It also depends on the combined braking, rheostatic braking of the motor and regenerative braking. So mainly the chopper control can be achieved with the three types of different braking mechanism, that is combined, rheostatic and regenerative type of braking. The next one is the stepper motor. Stepper motor is used for the shaft rotates by the performing the stator. So here it is construction consider the two major parts, that is stator and rotor. Stepper motor operation will be done by moving the fixed amount of degrees. So if we move the fixed amount of degrees, the stepper motor operation can be achieved. So this feature is obtained by internal structure of motor also. An internal structure has that two parts. So it allows to know the exit angular position. Means stepper motor changes the position according to angle. Means either it can be moved to the 30 degree, 40 degree or 60 degree according to requirement of the user. It can be done by counting how many steps have been on, means how many steps will be changed. So according to that steps, the angular position of the motor will be changed and you can achieve the desired position. The next one is the working principle. So for the working principle, it has the two parts, that is the static stator and the static part, that is stator, and the moving part is called as a rotor. So here the rotor has contained the permanent magnet type circuit and the stator has total number of teeth. So according to this construction, let's see about the principal detail. So here in this figure you can see that two stators are connected in a straight, means there is no angular position will be achieved. Here it has some 60 degree of movement, means it will be like this. So here the position of arrow can be easily shown that it will be moving with some angular position. And in this last figure, the angular position is completely changed and the arrows has another type of 60 degree. So in the last figure, one another type of 60 degree of movement can be achieved. So by energizing the stator phase, magnetic field is generated, and by applying different phase sequence, rotor can be rotated by the specific amount. Means by applying the different phase sequence, either 60 degree, 120 degree or 180 degree, the rotor specific amount can be achieved. Here 60 degree phase shift can be applied, that can be seen in the figure number 2 of the previous slide. It helps to rotating motor in the clockwise. In the last slide we have seen that motor is moving in the clockwise direction if we move towards the phase shift of 60 degree. Now for the construction of stepper motor, you should consider this three part, that is permanent magneted rotor, variable reluctance rotor and hybrid rotor. These three parts are important for the construction of stepper motor. So first let's talk about the permanent magnet rotor, that how it can be made. So it can be made or generated. It is generated by the stator circuit. with n and s repeating amounts, and it gives the good torque to the circuit. And by amount of good torque, motor will resist, but that resistance is not so strong, so speed can be somewhat at a minimum level, because it gives good amount of torque, but for that particular torque motor will resist that operation, and if motor will resist that operation, that movement is not that strong, so it affects the speed of the complete motor. So that's why here it offers the lower speed. The next one is the variable reluctance motor. For the variable reluctance motor, it is made of the iron core, with it aligns the magnetic field also, and it is easier to get the higher speed and control with the help of variable reluctance motor. Last one is the hybrid rotor. So for the hybrid rotor, the figure will be shown over here. Stator and rotor is there. So what are the specification for it? So it is hybrid, means obviously it is a combination of the permanent. It is hybrid means it is a combination of the permanent and variable reluctance. Reluctance is given by the S equal to L upon mu A. So it also depends on the permeability of the material used and area of that. So this hybrid rotor, we can say that the dielectric material is also important. Here the high performance can be achieved with this hybrid rotor compared to the previous one. But here the system complexity is more complex. There is a limitation of it. And when coil A, here you can see that when coil A and B, that is shown in the figure, that coil A and B is shown. So when the coil A is energized, the tooth of the coil B, so the magnetic field is generated and the stator will move around the rotor. So this is about the hybrid rotor. Now let's see how we can control the stepper motor. So for the stepper motor, again as we seen in the case of the DC motor, that for drive to control the operation of the DC motor, the various parameters will be shown, that armature motor control is there. So in case of stepper motor control, also the pre-driver circuit is there, and pre-driver circuit has each pair of transistor with diode. So pre-driver circuit will drive the transistor and diode circuit with connection with it. Here MCU is connected. So this is about the control operation of the stepper motor. Now here the driver operation is divided into the three major categories, that is step or direction. Means by sending the pulse on a step pin, driver changes the output. Or phase or enable pin will be there. Phase and enable pin role is, it will determine the current direction also. And PWM means pulse width modulation. It is necessary to directly control the gate terminal of a previous circuit. So this is about the stepper motor driver. Now let's talk about the next topic, that is SMPS, means switch mode power supply. In case of switch mode power supply, here the block diagram is like this. Here one electronic switch is connected with the filter. Here the electronic switch can be at a time on or off, and it is further connected with the LC filter, means inductor and capacitive terms will be there. The next block is the regulated output, because we can either get the electronic switch, either it can be on or off. So by this switch we can get the regulated output also, and it will be further given to the load circuit. Here the pulse generator is necessary in case of switch mode power supply, because each time the generated pulse is compared with the switch output, and then the filter will remove the distortion from it and generates the output. So this is about the DC motor drive. Then we discussed about the stepper motor, its operation, and about the introductory part of switch mode power supply with its block diagram. In the next session we will discuss about the operation. We will discuss about the operation of the switch mode power supply with its classification, that it will be classified into the non-isolated as well as isolated type of SMPS. So that will be discussed in the further series of lecture. Up to this, if you have any doubt or queries regarding this session, you can ask me on my email ID, that is jalak.pancha_ljit@lginstitutes.edu.in. Thank you for watching.